Zenless Zone Zero was released a few months ago, and I've been playing like crazy ever since. With its incredible cast of characters and interesting story that only goes deeper as time goes on, it's easy to see why anyone would be enthralled with the narrative of the story. And since I've played so much, I decided to put my hat into the ring and make a character guide for each character that I own. Look, I work at an Amazon warehouse. I'm not exactly balling, you know? But like, comment, and subscribe so I can be. Anyway, I wanted to start this character guide series with my favorite character in this zany world, Zenless Zone Zero's gallant gunslinger, Billy Kidd of the Cunning Hairs. Let's get into it. Looking at this gunslinger, one can immediately see that he is a robot. From the faceplate to his mechanical fingers and his exposed body, it's easy to see that someone created Billy rather than him being born. Kind of reminds me of Dr. Light and what he did with Mega Man and X. In terms of colors, Billy is a bit on the basic side, but how those colors are implemented is exceptional. The red coat immediately brings your focus to him, allowing you to study him more, and if you look closely, you can see the logo for the Sons of Caledon on his back, showing that he still has a good relationship with them despite being part of a different faction. Billy's hair can be considered anime protagonist hair, which brings anime fans a sense of familiarity with him, which I much appreciate. Then lastly, his mask / faceplate. Well, I don't know what you would call it exactly, but let's call it his face for now. It's pretty much a giant LED monitor, and it's a great example of how to do show don't tell. And since Billy doesn't have a mouth, animators have to rely on his eyes and physical body to show what emotions he's feeling. And this is one of the best examples of developers giving us character personality just off an appearance rather than, shoving it down our throats. In terms of story, Billy was found in the Lost Tech ruins of the Outer Ring by someone named Apon and their mentor. And side note, I really want to see what Apon looks like, because what are you doing exploring lost ruins in the post-apocalypse? But as he traveled, Billy would eventually get sold to Caledon, the leader of a biker gang, the Outer Ring. And he would get close with fellow gang member Big Daddy and the leader's daughter Caesar, even calling her Big Sis to a point. However, chaos would erupt as the leader of Caledon would vanish and the gang would split, causing Billy to become a wandering weapon. With permission from Big Daddy, he would leave for New Eridu, and through a twist of fate, he would meet his new allies Nicole and Anby Damara. And I love that the developers have left enough of Billy's backstory to be fleshed out in the future. In terms of gameplay, Billy is an A-ranked physical attack agent specializing in mobility and range attacks. As the second character players get to use, Billy has a relatively simple kit, but while simple, it does have depth. He uses his mobility and 2 pistols to deal damage to enemies, along with his core passive and core additional ability. His core passive is called Steady Shot. This ability increases Billy's damage by X% when he enters the crouching shot stance during his basic attack. This effect ends when he moves or is hit by an enemy. Billy's additional ability, Team Starlight, activates when he shares the same attribute or faction with a member of the squad, increasing the damage of his ultimate by 50% when he uses a chain attack, stacking up to 2 times. For his primary abilities, we have his basic attack, Full Firepower, where Billy unleashes a piercing shot at enemies dealing physical damage. When you hold the attack button or press it continuously, Billy enters the crouching shot stance, extending the attack duration. When you adjust the joystick during the crouching shot, Billy will perform the rolling shot, changing his position and dealing physical damage to the enemy. Lastly, when you stop pressing or holding the crouching shot, you will launch the finishing shot to all enemies in front. Then you have his dodge, risky business, which basically makes him invulnerable, for a short period of time. And when you press the attack button, you activate his dash attack, Starlight Sanction, where Billy launches a piercing attack at nearby enemies within a large area when dragging the joystick during a dodge. When not dragging the joystick, Billy will launch a piercing attack at enemies in line. Then, lastly, you have his dodge counter, Fair Fight, which you can activate by pressing the attack button during a perfect dodge, where Billy will pierce enemies in the front of him with a physical attack. Up next, his assist abilities. First, you have his Quick Assist, Power Teamwork, where Billy will launch a piercing attack at enemies in front when the assist button is pressed. There, we have his Evasive Assist, Flashing Spin, where Billy will dodge the enemy's attack and activate Vital View or Time Slow. Lastly, his assist attack follow-up is Fatal Shot, where he launches a piercing attack at enemies in a large area. Coming up next are his special attacks. First, we have his standard special attack, Stand Still, where he performs up to 3 piercing attacks in a line. Then, we have his EX special attack, Clearance Time, where Billy fires a powerful piercing attack in a line. Lastly, but certainly not least, we have Billy's chain attack and his ultimate attack, Starlight Mirage and Starlight Shine Bright respectively, where Billy unleashes a powerful piercing attack surrounding the enemies in physical damage in a large area. Strategy. Billy excels at crowd control with his dash attack and ultimates, so if you're surrounded by enemies, pull out a dash attack to deal damage while getting away from him, and then use his ultimate to finish them. Use his crouching shot to deal damage, mix in his dodge counter, and then go back to crouching shot. Billy also has a lot of burst damage potential due to his core skill, so immediately use his ultimate attack after you use his chain attack, since the damage increases by 50%. Lastly, use his evasive assist to damage enemies and dodge specific attacks. For builds, you'll want to build him in a way that leans towards his abilities. First, we'll go over his W engines. Starlight Engine Replica. This engine is specifically made for Billy. The effect increases the user's physical damage by 36% when hitting an enemy from at least 6 meters away with a basic or dash attack. The Brimstone. Upon hitting a basic dash or dodge counter, the user's attack increases by 3.5% for 8 seconds, stacking up to 8 times. Steel Cushion increases physical damage by 20%. The user's damage is increased by 25% when attacking an enemy from behind. Starlight Engine. Launching dodge counter or quick assist increases the equipper's attack by 12% for 12 seconds. Lastly, Flaming Bars. When attacking or when a squad member launches a chain attack, the equipper gains a charge stack, stacking up to 3 times. Upon activating their own ultimate, the equipper consumes all charge stacks, and each stack equips the skill's damage by 15%. Now let's talk about his drive disc. For his first set, you want to have Puffer Electro times 4 and Woodpecker Electro times 2. The Puffer effect increases Billy's penetration ratio, ultimate damage, and attack, which can allow his ultimate to go further beyond after using his chain attack, and Woodpecker gives him a higher crit rate. And for his second setup, go with Fanged Metal times 4 and Woodpecker times 2. The Fanged Metal increases physical damage and damage when his allies inflict assault on an enemy. And for team builds, you can go with his standard team of Nicole and Anby, or you can go with Xingyi and Nicole, or you can do what I do go with Billy, Caesar, and Lighter for like a Sons of Caledon themed team. But regarding tier, look, Billy's pretty low on the scale compared to damage dealers like Miyabi or Juyuin. Many community members agree that he's kinda at the bottom regarding clearing content like Shiyu Defense or Deadly Assault. However, he's one of the first characters you obtain, so this was bound to happen naturally. He's meant to make the characters and players feel comfortable and help them understand the fundamentals of the game. Though I will say this, a character that you pull for should never feel underpowered, and that you should be able to use them for as long as you like. But since Billy is free, this is okay. I can say use him to get through the story when necessary, and use him to get used to the game mechanics, and then find an attack character that you like and build them up from there. And for my final thoughts, while Billy may not be a top tier character, his playstyle, aesthetic, and personality will guarantee that people are drawn to him. He's perfect for new players and does his job perfectly as someone to introduce you to this zany, wacky world. As the recording of this video, Silver Soldier Anby has been drip marketed, which gives me hope that we will get an S-rank Billy in the future. Fingers crossed. You know, my wallet is yours if you do that. And speaking of Anby, she'll be the next character in this guide series, so please be on the lookout for that. And don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe for the next video. Also follow me on Twitch at Nerdtron177 so you know when I'll go live. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Hello there. You must be the new unpaid intern, Jimmy. Tell me, you got any new ideas for our game, Zenless Zone Zero, bro? Yes, sir. See, I was thinking about this character named Billy KIDD. He's like a desperado, gunslinger type character. See, check this out. This is nice. But, where are the titties? What?